was always my dream to play in the NBA. And now is my opportunity to fulfill that dream. I am honored to say that I've graduated from BYU and look forward to connecting more dots with great people around the world.
And it is Elijah Bryant. He's in studio. Elijah, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
You know, it's you go pro, now you got the beard. I would have done the same thing, man.
It was by chance, you know. I mean, I think everyone at BYU kind of, especially football players, they announce they're going pro, they come back and they have a full beard.
Full beard.
I'm trying to continue the tradition, I guess.
Yeah.
So
It's the basketball stuff.
I looked at him and I was jealous because I just shaved mine this morning.
I
haven't been on in a while, so jealous of you. Take advantage.
Well, certainly this was a decision that took some time to make. But what went into the decision to declare for the NBA draft and hire an agent?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was, what does Elijah want, you know? And I took everything into account, from talking to people from NBA to coaches, and everyone had great opinions and offered great advice. But at the end of the day, you got to live with what decision you make. And after looking at myself in the mirror and praying and all that stuff and going to the temple, I think the biggest thing was, what am I going to be happy with? So that comes down to, what does Elijah want? And that's what I felt most comfortable with, and that's the decision I made. And I'm ready to chase this dream, and I'm glad. And one thing I want to make that everyone knows, I'm so glad is all the support that I've gotten, because I felt like I've poured my heart out here on the court and all that, and now they're giving, I understand as a fan you're sad, and there's still a part of me that's sad too. I mean, I love my teammates, I love my coaches, I love everyone around the BYU community, but at what point does it turn like, all right, now I have to chase this dream? And I think it's been a great experience of how the BYU fans have kind of said they're sad, but they've also like, okay, we'll support you the whole way long. So it's been a great experience, and I'm super happy.
And that seems like that matters to you.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, transferring here, I mean, it's hard. It's a whole long process. This was one of my dream universities to attend. So I think with that being said, I take what these fans say to heart sometimes. And as a player, I mean, if you do that sometimes, it kind of can sting you. I mean, you know, but to have their support in this whole process has been like really motivating and a blessing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think just by default, being here at BYU, you know, being a former athlete, and the love that you get from the community, you kind of feel adopted, you know, into the family. And so we do take, you know, the opinions, you know, to heart. And, you know, sometimes we got to do a better job of not listening and taking it in. But you sound really confident. Like I saw, you know, your hands moving with swag, and you know, I'm happy for you that you're confident in that. And you did some great things here at BYU. What do you think that you had accomplished, you know, throughout your career?
Yeah, at BYU, obviously there was some. I went through some struggles in the beginning, but I think just the guys I was able to play around, for me, it was bigger than basketball. As you know, BYU represents the church and academics, so that's a big thing that I took into account when I chose BYU to come here. But as far as like being able to come here and better myself as a person, also on the court as well. And if we talk about basketball, I mean, obviously my scoring went up and stuff like that, and all that is a testament to the coaches, the strength staff, Rob, all those guys who are in there. If you don't know, after games, I'm in the training room every single time, doing all the treatment I can. I'm trying to get extra work with Short, extra work with the coaches, and those guys are relentless and helping me get better as a player and put me in this position. So I think, obviously, all the credit goes to God, but the biggest thing is the coaches here and the athletic staff and the administration have been super supportive in my decision, but also super helpful in getting me in this position.
Elijah Bryant is on BYU Sports Nation. Why is now the right time for you? I
think now is the right time for me just because of my situation with me graduating. And
next week.
Yeah, well, so technically I'll graduate. I can walk next week, but I'll take 2 more classes after the semester, and then I'll be done. So those will be independent studies that I'll do wherever I land. But the biggest thing for me is, like, going back to what I said, is what do I want? What is, at the end of the day, what is your gut feeling? You know, when you get that gut feeling, you can't lie to yourself, right? And with that being said, and listening, after praying and listening to the Spirit and stuff like that, you ask, like, oh, is it an age thing? Oh, is it this? No, it's what does Elijah want? So that's the biggest thing when it came down to. And that's what I told my coaches, and they respected it, and they're supporting me. So that's what I'm going with.
It's funny because, sorry, Jared, I'm about to have church for a second. I always say, when people say,
You don't have to apologize on BYUtv for a church comment.
You're right. I take that back. So people always, kind of laugh when they say, like, yeah, I got that gut feeling. I'm like, that is your spirit.
Yeah.
So they go like, oh, I had this gut feeling, so I decided to go and do. Like, no, man, the gut feeling, which is your spirit, led you, to kind of down this path. So most people, or some people, whatever the case is, may not understand that, miss opportunities, whatever the case is. So. Good for you for recognizing that, man. So what moving forward, what are some of your goals, when it comes to furthering your career?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is trying to focus on what's in front of me. Obviously, I had a workout this morning, so that was my first thing to get done. And I try to live my life by task and controlling what I can do at the moment. As you know, this is going to be a long process, and there's going to be different workouts and different things, but I'm going to take the task that's in front of me at first. So the next task I have right now is to finish all my schoolwork. So I'll head to the SAB, finish all my schoolwork. Once I finish that, then I'll head to the next task. That's shooting. I'll need to shoot tonight. And then after that, I'll head to the next task. So I think I'm very task-oriented, and I want to make sure that I don't look too far in the future, because if you look too far in the future, that's when anxiety starts coming in and stuff like that. So I think right now, my main focus right now when I leave this show is to head and do my schoolwork.
Nice. To get through the north exit.
Exactly.
And to go to your car. Yeah.
Exactly.
Elijah Bryant's on BYU Sports Nation. So what's this process like now for you as you try and get into some workouts with NBA teams and otherwise?
Yeah, obviously a lot of people don't know how the draft process works. So you want to get an invite to the combine, and then you want to start getting working out with NBA teams. So like I said, once the school is done, and I'm kind of moved on to working out, I'll focus on working out and then getting the invite to the combine and then figuring out what teams I'll be working out with. And obviously, wherever I work out, it'll be scheduled where I'm not like working out in New York and then flying to LA, So it'll be all really strategically planned to make it the best opportunity for me.
Yeah. So, I mean, another cliche answer,
Yeah.
to this as far as what team would you want to play in,
Yeah.
'Cause I've been in that situation too. Any team, I'll play any team. What team would be your dream team? And I'll say not from the situation right now from a business standpoint, but let's say, you being a little kid, who were you? What jersey were you wearing, when you were in the driveway?
So if you're talking about little kid, I've always been a Kobe fan, right? Okay. Kobe Bryant. It's like, oh, are you related to Kobe Bryant? I mean, and at one point I was like, at one point it was like, no. But then as I realized who Kobe Bryant was, I was like, yeah, he's my uncle, Yeah.
I've got some Mamba DNA.
He's my uncle. But I think the Lakers
Michael Jordan for me too, yeah.
Exactly. I think Lakers would be a really cool opportunity, just the history behind the whole organization. Yeah. But obviously the Jazz, I mean, if you're seeing what they're doing with Donovan and stuff like that, and just being the camaraderie around the team right now is just very team-based. And you don't see that a lot in the NBA. So I think around a team like that, and also, I mean, going from Provo to Salt Lake would be a cool opportunity, a cool experience to be a part of. So I guess those are kind of my two teams, the Lakers and the Jazz. But obviously, as you said, the cliche answer is whatever team is willing to take this chance on me and stuff like that. So
see, I kind of cheat a little bit because I'm a former player and an athlete, or host now. So I already know what's coming up, man.
Yeah.
And you pursued a pro career yourself, right?
Oh yeah, but that was in the CFL. that's the cheap football league.
Yeah, cheap football league. Wow.
Pros
just ticked off all of Canada.
No, you're right. You're right, man.
You mentioned Donovan Mitchell. You actually have a connection to Donovan Mitchell.
So me and Donovan played against each other in prep school. He went to Brewster.
In New Hampshire.
I think his school might have been in Connecticut. New England area. It's called the NEPSAC. His team was very talented. I can get a clip of me scoring on him. So all you Jazz fans out there, don't get it twisted. I can score on Donovan. He's a talented player. He's had an amazing season, and yes, he's the rookie of the year. So if whoever's looking, he's the rookie of the year. But yeah, he's a great player. We talk here and there. Obviously, he had a really great game last night, and I wish him nothing but the best.
Is there anything else you want to mention in kind of your BYU exit interview here? We want to talk to you in the future in this process, but
I think the biggest thing I just want to reiterate is just I don't think I can thank the fans enough and thank everyone who supported me throughout this process. I mean, you go through something like this and you have another year of eligibility, and people kind of feel like you backstab them, and if you look at every situation around the country, people feel like, why is he doing that to us and all that stuff, but here, like, people realize, like, this is a kid's dream. Like people, like as a pro, like when you're in the backyard throwing the football, you're not thinking like, oh, I'm gonna play like you're thinking like when I catch that touchdown on Sunday, Yep. So that's the same situation with me. And to see that people actually understand that has been such, like I said before, a blessing, and just like, wow, like these are like real fans. Like they're gonna follow me for life. And people like to call it the Mormon Mafia. So the Mormon Mafia, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, shit. I didn't know about this Mormon Mafia. I got to find one.
There were 65,000 of them cheering for you against
Oh,
Utah 09.
I get it now. I
You've
get
forgotten them so quickly.
Hey, I'm a little bit slow up top. Concussions and stuff.
Well, Elijah, it's been fun to watch you play at BYU.
Thank you.
And it's fun to see you 42% from 3 and 18 a game last year. And we wish you the best of luck. Let's give you the BYU Sports Nation karma for your workouts, and hopefully you get a bunch and someone takes a chance. Yeah, Brian likes to hold hands during this part. It's kind of weird, but it's Brian Logan.
This is my love languages.
This is gonna make the blog.
There you go.
It's gonna make the blog.